Hi guys! So as promised, I am doing a video of how I set up my feeds, but I had to wait to film this video until I got my new pump, which is the EnteraLite Infinity pump, if that's how you say it. Before I had the Kangaroo Joey, but this is much smaller and it comes to smaller bags, which is helpful for me. And I will not be putting it into the backpack because it's infusion day, so that is currently in this bag. So I will be showing you how to set up my feeds on my pole. What is with this today? So the first thing that I do is I always flush my tube. I try to flush my syringe as often as I remember to, or at least like every few hours, because my tube has a tendency to clog. So not as much with this new formula though. I used to be on Liquid Hope, and that is way too hard, in my opinion, to go through an NJ tube. It would clog my tube like 3+ times an hour. We even had it diluted. We tried diluting it more, but the problem with Liquid Hope is because it's actual like real food blended up, there's like sediment inside of the formula which sits at the bottom of the bag and ends up clogging your tube. So if you were to like pour it on your hand, it would feel kind of like gritty, like sand water. And so it really just didn't work very well with my tube. For people with like J tubes or G tubes or something like that, where the tube's a little wider and it's shorter, I feel like it would work really well. But for me, it personally just didn't work. This is the formula that I use. It's much smoother. There's not really any like sediment or like grittiness to it. It's mainly just liquid, and it also comes in a bottle, which I find super helpful. This makes it super easy. All I have to do is just shake it up and pour it in the bag. Now that I've flushed my tube, let's get setting it up. So I'm going to put the pump on the pole. So a trick that I found that's really helpful is it makes it a lot less messy if you blow into the bag beforehand, so that there's space. Otherwise sometimes it can like back up and spill. So I like to blow into the bag first. So this piece of the tubing is soft and flexible. There's this little black round piece that actually is what like turns to push the formula through. So it just stretches around there, stretches, and it just fits right into there. Then you just close that. So now I'm going to actually pour the formula in. I just shake it up. This is so much easier than the Liquid Hope. So you just shake it up. I blow into the bag. Try to get as much air out as possible. Okay. Then the lid just screws on. And that way I've gotten most of the air out so that if it's not quite upright, it doesn't start like pumping air through the line. So that just hangs on the pole. I zoomed in on the pump so you guys can see. And this pump is already set to my specifications, but I'll show you how I would do that. So first you turn it on. So I have it set to 54 mils an hour, which is the rate that I use for 24-hour feeds. But if you were going to set up your feeds, you would go press the rate and dose button. The dose is the amount of formula that you have inside of the bag. And I actually need to change that now because that is supposed to be at 325. And then, so that says dose. Then my rate, you could put it up or you could put it down. I'm supposed to be at 54. So rate, dose. So that's all good. Now I'm going to prime the pump, which I am going to do into a cup so that it does not get, so I don't get any formula anywhere. So now I just need to prime it. So as you can see, the formula just came down. So it is now just formula, no water coming out. So now it's all set to run. I'm just gonna hook it up. And I just flushed. Now I just press run. Formula's running in. So now formula is running through my tube and it's all set to go for, I think this will last me quite a few hours. So now I can either leave it on the pole or I can put it in my backpack, or like sometimes I'll actually just take it off and carry it around because both of these are super light. Which is a big reason why I like this pump more, is because it's smaller and the bags are smaller, so it's much easier to just pick it up and move it. So yeah, that's how I set up my feeds. I have to do this a few times a day because these are smaller bags, but it's pretty easy. If you have more questions about my feeding tube, or if there's more videos that you would like me to make, please comment them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!